Halloween Encounter of 2021 event by Colton Dennis. Crowd cheering. Hello ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to Halloween Encounter. Tonight we have all the titles up for grabs. The Global, Mixed, Gender, US Continental, Tag Team and Ladies, said announce number 1. I can't wait for these matches. Tonight. Who knows? We could have all new champions tonight. Or the champions could retain their titles, said announcer number 2. That's for a fact. And let's begin with our first match of the night. The Ladies' Championship, said announcer number 1. Beldings. This match is scheduled for one fall. And is for the Ladies' Championship. Introducing the challenger, Divine. And her opponent, she is the Ladies Champion, Melody, said announcer number 3. Beldings. Both Divine and Melody lock up. Melody puts Divine into a headlock. Divine punches Melody in her stomach. Melody groaning. Divine puts Melody into a headlock, then flips her onto the mat. What a great move by Divine, said announcer number 1. Melody wraps her legs around Divine's neck. Divine does a kip-up, then breaks leglock. Melody stands up. Both Divine and Melody looking at each other, then lock up again. Divine pushes Melody into the corner. Both Divine and Melody are raising her hands. Divine looking at Melody, then smiles. Come on, said Divine. Melody locks up with Divine again. Divine lifts up Melody. Melody shaking, then rolls Divine onto the mat, then keeps headlock onto her. Now that was a great move by Melody. Holding on to Divine, said announcer number 2. That it was, said announcer number 1. Divine rolls Melody onto her back. 1, 2. Melody kicks out. 2, said referee number 1. Melody looks at Divine, then nods her. You want to play, huh? All right, said Melody. Both Divine and Melody lock up again. Divine pushing Melody back. Melody moves, then pushes Divine into the corner. Divine turns around, looks at Melody, then smiles. All right, I got you, said Divine. Both Divine and Melody lock up. Divine moves Melody's arm, then wraps her arms around her waist. Melody trying to grab Divine's leg, looks, then walks towards the ropes. Let go of her. 1, 2, 3. Divine lets go of Melody. You got a 5 count, said referee number 1. Come on, Melody. I thought you were a fighting champion, said Divine. Melody slaps Divine. Divine holding her face, then turns around. Melody kicks Divine in her stomach. Hits her back, then throws her through the middle ropes. Divine lands onto the floor, then groans. You want to play with me, huh? Melody rolls underneath ropes, then starts kicking Divine. You want to play with me? Melody looks at the ring post. Fine, let's play, said Melody, picking Divine up. Grabs her arm, then whips her. Divine reverses it, then whips Melody. Melody goes into the ring post hard, then lays motionlessly on the floor. Referee number 1 goes through the middle ropes, then kneels next to Melody. Divine looking, then starts approaching. Hold on, don't come any closer. Divine slides back into the ring. Oh, hopefully Melody is all right. She really hit the post hard, said announcer number 2. Well, don't you think she kinda fell into her own trap? She was gonna send Divine into it. But Divine reversed it, said announcer number 1. Yeah, but no one deserves that to happen to them, said announcer number 2. Melody continues laying motionlessly on the floor. A stretcher appears. Melody being placed onto the stretcher, then strapped down. Divine continues watching, goes through the middle ropes, grabs the title, then slowly walks. Where's Divine going with the title? Asked announcer number 1. I don't know. It's not hers, because she didn't win the match. The match stopped, said announcer number 1. Divine, approaching Melody on the stretcher, looks at the title, then places it onto her. You hold onto this for now. I'll be back for it, said Divine, tapping the title on Melody, then walks up the ramp. The stretcher being pushed up the ramp. Well, what a way to start the show. We were having a title match. Then this happens, said announcer number 2. Let's just hope Melody's all right, said announcer number 1. The stalker appears, putting on his pads. Are you ready? Asked Hope. Yeah. You? Asked the stalker. Yeah, said Hope. James appear. Hey boss, said the stalker. Listen, you two. I know you guys won the number 1 contenders match by disqualification. And the Hood thinks he's number 1 contender after what he did, said James. Yeah, and? Asked the stalker. Well, for now, the mixed gender tag titles won't be defended tonight, said James. What about our title shot? Asked the stalker. Listen, at the next pay-per-view, there will be an opportunity. Because you stalker will fight the Hood, and the winner will fight the Jackal and Phobia. And to make this better, the Jackal will be the special guest referee, said James, walking away. Well, how about that? No mixed gender tag team championships match tonight, said announcer number 2. Well, hopefully Jackal will be fair in that match at the next pay-per-view. But now we could move on to the tag team champions match. The Fabulous Freebirds versus Digger and Suave, said announcer number 1. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall and is for the tag team championships. Introducing the challengers, Digger and Suave, and their opponents. They are the tag team championships, Diablo and Jericho. The Fabulous Freebirds, said announcer number 3. Bell dings. Both Jericho and Suave lock up. Suave puts Jericho into a headlock. Jericho punches Suave's side. Suave groaning, then lets go of Jericho. Jericho runs, then bounces off ropes. Suave knees Jericho in his stomach. Jericho groans. Suave hitting Jericho's back. Jericho falls to his knees. Suave twists Jericho's right arm, then tags in Digger. Digger punches Jericho. Jericho walking towards the corner. Digger chops Jericho's chest. Jericho groans. Digger sets Jericho onto the rope, then chops his chest again. Jericho falls onto his knees. Digger looks at Diablo. That will be for you if you come in here, said Digger, bouncing Jericho off the ropes, then bends over. Jericho kicks Digger's chest. Digger groaning, walks away, then runs at Jericho. Jericho lifts Digger over the top rope. Digger lands onto the floor, then groans. Diablo clapping his hands. Come on, Jericho. Come on, said Diablo. Suave looks, sees Digger still laying on the floor, then gets into the ring. Referee number 2 dealing with Suave. Jericho tags in Diablo. Diablo gets into the ring. Suave goes through the middle rope, then stands on the ledge of the ring. Referee number 2 goes to Diablo. Get out of the ring. I didn't see a tag. Get out of the ring, said referee number 2. But I tagged him. What are you talking about? Said Diablo, going through the middle rope, then stands onto the ledge of the ring. Jericho stands up, then turns. Digger clotheslines Jericho hard, then covers him. Ref, said Digger. 1, 2. Jericho kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. That was a brilliant move by Suave, distracting the referee, said announcer number 2. It was, "We might have new champions tonight," said announcer number 1. Digger drags Jericho to his corner, then tags Suave. Suave goes to the top rope, then does an axe handle smash onto Jericho. Jericho falls onto the mat. Suave raises his arms. Crowd booing. "Oh, fuck off," said Suave, grabbing Jericho by his head, bounces him off the ropes, then drop kicks him. Jericho falls onto the mat, then gets covered. 1, 2. Jericho kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. Suave goes through the ropes, then climbs up the turnbuckle. Jericho stands up, then turns. Suave jumps off the top turnbuckle, then goes for a crossbody. Jericho moves. Suave lands face first onto the mat, then groans. Diablo. Kicking the steel stairs. "Come in, Jericho." "Come on," said Diablo. Jericho crawling towards Diablo. Jericho stands up in the corner. Suave runs at Jericho. Jericho moves. Suave's left shoulder goes into the ring post. Jericho slowly stands up against ropes. Digger goes through the middle rope, then runs at Jericho. Jericho lifts Digger over the top rope, then falls onto the mat. Digger lands onto the floor. Diablo continues stomping onto the steel stairs. Jericho crawling towards Diablo. Digger grabs Diablo's leg, then pulls him off the ledge of the ring. Diablo hits his head off the steel stairs. Jericho gets to his corner, then sees Diablo laying on the floor. Suave slowly gets up, sees Jericho in the corner, runs, then jumps at him. Jericho moves. Suave hits his head off the top turnbuckle, stands up, then turns around. Jericho superkicks Suave, then covers him. 1, 2. Digger pulls referee number 2 outside of the ring. "Did you just touch me?" asked referee number 2. "Not me," said Digger, looking behind himself, then moving. Diablo superkicks referee number 2, then looks at him. Digger pushes Diablo into the ring post. Diablo falls onto the floor. Jericho bounces off the ropes, then does a suicide dive onto Digger. Digger goes into the barricade, then groans. Jericho walks towards the ring, climbs onto the ledge of the ring, then goes up the turnbuckle. Suave appears in the middle of the ring. Jericho jumps off the top turnbuckle, does a body slash onto Suave, then covers him. The crowd counts to 3. Jericho slowly stands up, leans against the ropes, then sees referee number 2 laying on the floor. Digger slides into the ring, stands up behind Jericho, then holds a pair of brass knuckles. Come on, said Digger. Jericho turns around. Digger goes to punch. Jericho then gets super kicked by Diablo. Digger rolls out of the ring. "Are you alright?" asked Diablo. "Yeah. Get the ref," said Jericho. Diablo rolls outside of the ring, picks up referee number 1, then throws him into the ring. Jericho turns around. Suave low blows Jericho. Jericho groans, then falls onto the mat. Diablo slides into the ring, then looks at Suave. Suave turns around. Diablo super kicks Suave. Suave moves. Jericho gets super kicked. Diablo looks at Jericho. Gets pushed through the middle ropes, stands up, then turns. Digger punches Diablo with the brass knuckles. Suave covers Jericho. Referee number 2 slowly moving. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said referee number 2. Bell dings. Here's your winner and the new tag team champions, Digger and Suave, said announcer number 3. Digger grabs the titles. Suave rolls out of the ring, then hugs Digger. Both Digger and Suave raise the titles. Crowd booing. Well, you have to hand it to both Digger and Suave for a Creative way to win, said announcer number 1. Yeah. By cheating to victory, said announcer number 2. Backstage. Appears. The medical door opens. James walks out of the medical room. Excuse me, James, but what is the update on Melody? Is she all right? Will she be able to defend the title at the next pay-per-view? Asked woman number 1. Melody has suffered a jaw fracture and also a concussion. She will be out for a while, and until I know what to do. The ladies' championship has now been vacated, said James, walking away. Oh my, for the first time ever, the ladies' title has been vacated, said announcer number 1. I just can't believe that. When Melody hit that post, it really looked bad, said announcer number 2. Well, ladies and gentlemen, up next. The US Continent Championship is up for grabs. Rhino will take on Jester, said announcer number 1. Beldings. This match is scheduled for one fall and is for the US Continental Championship. Introducing the challenger, Jester, and his opponent, he is the US Continental Champion, Rhino, said announcer number 3. Beldings. Both Jester and Rhino lock up. Rhino pushes Jester. Jester falls, then rolls onto his feet. Rhino goes to lock up with Jester. Jester ducks underneath Rhino's right arm, then starts dancing. Rhino goes to lock up with Jester again. Jester ducks underneath Rhino's right arm, then starts dancing again. Rhino smiling. That's great. Rhino runs at Jester. Jester moves out of the way. Rhino goes through the middle ropes, then lands onto his feet outside the ring. Jester starts dancing again. Rhino's face becomes angry. Slides into the ring, then runs at Jester again. Jester moves. Rhino goes through the middle ropes again, then lands onto his feet outside of the ring again. Damn it, said Rhino. Jester watching Rhino. Rhino walks up the steel stairs, then goes through the middle rope. Jester laughing. Rhino goes to punch Jester. Jester ducks. Rhino runs at Jester, pushes him into the corner, then goes to throw him across the ring. Jester flips, then lands onto his feet. Rhino runs at Jester. Jester moves. Rhino goes through the middle ropes, lands onto his feet outside of the ring, then bangs onto the announce table. Rhino is really getting angry, said announcer number 2. He needs to keep a cool head if he wants to stay the champion, said announcer number 1. Rhino turns around. Jester does a baseball slide onto Rhino. Rhino falls into the announce table. Jester dancing inside the ring, looks, sees Rhino standing up outside of it, bounces off ropes, then does a suicide dive onto him. Rhino goes over the announce table. Both announcer number 1 and number 2 moving. Jester slides into the ring, then continues dancing. Rhino stands up, looks at Jester, slides into the ring, picks him, then continuously rams him into the corner. Jester groaning. Rhino whips Jester hard. Jester goes into the corner, then falls onto the mat. Playtime's over for Rhino, said announcer number 2. Rhino picks up Jester, then does a belly-to-belly throw. Jester lands across the ring, then groans. Rhino approaches Jester, then starts kicking him. 1, 2, 3. Rhino walks away. You have a 5 count, said referee number 3. Rhino looks at Jester. Jester slowly standing up. Rhino runs to the opposite corner, then at Jester. Jester moves out of the way. Rhino stops himself, then turns around. Jester turns around, then gets clothes lined hard. Rhino kicking Jester again. Jester rolls out of the ring. Rhino goes through the Middle ropes, grabs Jester, then bounces his head off the steel stairs. Jester falls in front of stairs. Rhino smiling then walks away. Jester slowly standing up. Rhino runs at Jester. Jester grabs the bottom rope, then pulls himself onto the ledge of the ring. Rhino goes into the steel stairs. Jester rolls into the ring to stop the count, goes back outside, then walks towards Rhino. Rhino groans, being picked up, then thrown into the ring. Jester is going for his springboard frog. Splash, said announcer number 2. Jester climbs onto the ledge of the ring, looks at Rhino in the middle of the ring, jumps up, then does a springboard frog splash onto him, then hooks his right leg. 1, 2. Rhino kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Jester makes a shocking face, stands up, goes through the middle ropes, jumps up, then goes for a springboard frog splash again. Rhino moves. Jester lands face first onto the mat, then groans. Rhino runs, bounces off ropes, then shoulder tackles Jester a few times, lifts him up, slams him onto the mat, bounces off ropes, then does a leg drop. Rhino could have it here. Wait, why ain't he going for the cover? Asked announcer number 2. Rhino bounces off ropes, then does another leg drop onto Jester again. Now he'll go for the cover, said announcer number 1. Rhino grabs Jester's arm, drags him, jumps onto the second rope, leaps off, does a third leg drop onto him, then covers him. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said referee number 3. Bell dings. Here's your winner and still the US Continental Champion, Rhino, said announce number 3. Well, that's why Rhino did what he did. To make sure Jester didn't kick out, said announce number 1. Or was it because he wanted to punish him for making him look like a fool? Asked announcer number 2. Whatever it was, Rhino is still our US Continental Champion, said announcer number 1. Backstage appears. Both Hope and the Stalker appear. Walking. I can't believe we aren't fighting tonight. You know what? At that pay-per-view, I'm gonna kick the Hood's ass and make sure he knows what he just did, said the Stalker, being hit with a steel chair. The Hood appears. Yeah, you're gonna kick my ass, huh? How you gonna do that with only one hand? The Hood steps onto the Stalker's right arm, then swings the steel chair. The Stalker's right arm gets smashed into the concrete of the parking lot. The groans. The Hood laughs, then looks at Hope. Good thing you're his partner, because he's gonna need a lot of hope, said the Hood, laughing, then walks away. The Stalker groaning and holding his right arm. Man, whatever it takes, I guess. Just for the Hood to become a champion, said announce number 1. He's unbelievable. What a pathetic human being, said announcer number 2. Well, folks, up next, the Global Championship is on the line. Bullet will fight the Strangler. The Strangler became number 1 contender when he beat Bullet in a 1-on-1 match, said announcer number 1. Will he be able to do it here again? Or will we have a new champion? Asked announcer number 2. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for 1 fall and is for the Global Championship. Introducing the challenger, the Strangler, and his opponent, he is the Global Champion, Bullet, said announcer number 3. Bell dings. Both Bullet and the Strangler look at each other. Bullet holds out his right hand. The Strangler looks at Bullet's hand, then nods his head. Both Bullet and the Strangler lock up. Bullet twists the Strangler's left arm. The Strangler groans. Bullet continues twisting the stranger's left arm. The Strangler rolls onto the mat, jumps up, then twists Bullet's left arm. Bullet groaning. The Strangler pushes Bullet into the corner. Bullet holding up his left arm. The Strangler lets go of Bullet's left arm, stares at him, then walks backwards. Bullet shaking his left arm. Both Bullet and the Strangler lock up again. Bullet puts a headlock onto the Strangler. The Strangler punches Bullet's side, pushes him, grabs his hair, then pulls him into a headlock. Bullet, struggling, grabs the Strangler's hands, then slowly tries to break the headlock. The Strangler pulls Bullet back into the headlock. Oh, what a great move! Bullet almost countered it. But the Strangler saw it coming, said announcer number 2. That is one smart person, said announcer number 1. Bullet punches the Strangler's side, then tries to break the headlock. Again, the Strangler pulls Bullet back. Bullet grabs the Strangler's side, then does a back body drop. Both Bullet and the Strangler are groaning. Bullet stands up, runs, then bounces off the ropes. The Strangler clotheslines Bullet, then cover him. 1, 2. Bullet kicks out. 2. The Strangler picks up Bullet. Bullet moves the Strangler's arms, then kicks the sides of his legs. The Strangler groaning, then pushes Bullet. Bullet bounces off ropes, gets picked up, does a DDT onto the Strangler, then covers him. 1, 2. The Strangler kicks out. 2, said referee number 4. This is just like their first match, said announcer number 2. Yeah, but this time, it's for the title, said announcer number 1. The Strangler rises to his knees. Bullet kicks the Strangler's arms continuously, steps backwards, then goes to kick the stranger's head. The Strangler catches Bullet's right leg, then does a leg drag. Bullet falls, then holds his right leg. The Strangler stands up, then grabs Bullet's right leg. Bullet kicks the Strangler's side. The Strangler groaning, then knees the back of Bullet's right knee. Bullet groans. The Strangler drops his elbow onto Bullet's right knee. This is becoming a great match, said announcer number 2. It really is. And I don't think we're even halfway through it, said announcer number 1. The Strangler drags Bullet to the middle of the ring, then does a half Boston Crab. Bullet, screaming in pain, then tries crawling towards the ropes. The Strangler stands, drags Bullet, then bends down more. Bullet continues screaming, grabs the Strangler's one leg, moves it, rolls through, then pushes the Strangler with his legs. The Strangler falls onto the mat. Bullet holding his right leg, then stands up against the ropes. The Strangler runs at Bullet. Bullet pulls the top rope down. The Strangler goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Bullet looks at the Strangler, runs up the corner, then does a crossbody onto the Strangler. Both Bullet and the Strangler are laying on the floor. 1, 2, 3, said referee number 4. Bullet slowly stands up, then grabs the Strangler. The Strangler pushes Bullet into the steel stairs. Bullet groaning. The Strangler slides into the ring, then rolls back outside of it. Nice idea by the Strangler. Remembering that the title doesn't change hands on a count out, said announcer number 2. He's been in this game for a long time, said announcer number 1. The Strangler slides Bullet into the ring, rolls inside, then sets Bullet up for a suplex. Bullet gets lifted up, then lands onto his feet behind the Strangler, then falls to his knees. Oh, he landed on his bad knee, said announcer number 2. The Strangler picks up Bullet. Bullet moves the Strangler's arms, then continuously punches him. The Strangler pushes Bullet. Bullet bounces off ropes, gets picked, then goes for a DDT. The Strangler stops Bullet, then does a belly-to-belly suplex. Bullet groans. The Strangler slowly stands up, approaches Bullet, then sets him up for a suplex. Bullet rolls up the Strangler. 1, 2. The Strangler kicks out. 2. said referee number 4. The Strangler kicks Bullet's side. Bullet groans. The Strangler picks up Bullet, does a suplex, then covers him. Bullet quickly kicks out. Not even a count there, said announcer number 2. That must feel embarrassing for the Strangler, said announcer number 1. The Strangler picks Bullet up, walks towards the corner, then puts him onto the second rope. Bullet starts punching the Strangler. The Strangler walks backwards. Bullet climbs onto the top rope. Jumps off, does a crossbody onto the Strangler, then covers him. The Strangler kicks out, then rolls onto the ledge of the ring. Bullet walks towards the Strangler, then grabs his head. The Strangler stands up, then hangs Bullet onto the top rope. Bullet falls, then holds his throat. The Strangler rolls back inside the ring, sees Bullet holding his throat, then goes to wrap his arm around his neck. Bullet drops onto the mat, then kicks the Strangler's head. The Strangler groaning. Bullet slowly stands up. The Strangler turns around. Bullet does a step-up enziguri onto the Strangler. The Strangler falls onto the mat, then lays in the middle of the ring. Bullet slowly stands, runs, jumps onto the middle rope, then goes for a springboard moonsault. The Strangler moves. Bullet lands face first onto the mat, then groans. The Strangler smiling, then wraps his arm around Bullet's neck. Bullet struggling. The Strangler tries wrapping his legs around the Bullet's waist. Bullet struggling. The Strangler lets go of Bullet. Bullet falls onto the mat, then raises his legs. The Strangler gets rolled up. 1, 2. The Strangler kicks out. 2, said referee number 4. The Strangler stands up, then turns. Bullet does a step-up enziguri onto the Strangler. The Strangler lands onto the mat, then groans. Bullet stands up, runs, jumps onto the middle rope, then goes for another springboard moonsault. The Strangler moves. Bullet lands onto his feet, sees the Strangler's back turned, then starts shaking his right leg. The Strangler turns, smiles, then turns Bullet around. Bullet jumps, then knees the Strangler into his jaw. The Strangler groaning, walks away, then turns around. Bullet does a third step-up enziguri onto the Strangler. The Strangler falls onto the mat. Bullet quickly runs, jumps onto the middle rope, then does a springboard moonsault onto the Strangler. He hit his springboard moonsault, said announcer number 2. Bullet stands up, runs, jumps onto the middle rope, then does another springboard moonsault onto the Strangler again. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said referee number 4. Bell dings. Here's your winner and still the global champion, Bullet, said announcer number 3. Bullet smiling, then grabs the title. Referee number 4 raises Bullet's right arm. Bullet continues smiling, then looks at the Strangler. The Strangler stands up, walks towards Bullet, then holds out his right hand. Bullet smiles, then shakes the Strangler's right hand. You deserve that, kid, said the Strangler. Thank you, said Bullet. The Strangler falls to his knees, then rolls out of the ring. Bullet raises the title. Well, we want to thank you guys for watching. Be safe out there, all of you, and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye-bye, said announcer number 2 waving. Bullet standing on the second rope then raises the title. Crowd cheering. The end.